Hey guys, welcome back to the Karambit playlist. Today we're going to be taking a look at the fixed Karambit and what it's like to draw from a sheath. Now what we're going to use today is we're going to use this one here. This was made by the Craftsman of Nowhere. It is a Karambit that's modeled after Dean's Karambit in the TV show Supernatural. It's got a faux edge here, so I like to be able to apply pressure there. Very sharp in there, coming up to that tip, and it does all the Karambit things that we have been talked about. It's got a nice spike right there for the punch-in as well. But we really want to look at the sheath part, and particularly the retentive feature. Because if we have a retentive feature from there, we can't just find the ring and pull. We have to beat that retentive feature. It'd be very similar to if we drew a handgun, right? If I'm carrying an appendix, like I often do, drawing is a two-handed motion. I use my left hand to beat my clothing, my right hand to beat my holster, and then I come in and I get on target there. My holster, let me remove my appendix here. There we go. Has same kind of type of thing. Has a little snap. So I just beat that. I'm very, very easy to beat that. And I've practiced that many, many times. You will have to do the same thing if you're going to carry this style of sheath. You're going to have to practice beating that to draw your Karambit there. So something to consider versus the fox knives. What I really like about that is I find the ring and then I pull it and it's out, right? I don't have to worry about beating any kind of retentive feature. So that is something to think about. What we'll do is we'll show kind of a situation on the dummy and just show kind of the speed between the two. All right, so we're going to take a look at some drawing. I'm going to do the fox knives and the fixed. I'm going to do them, the fox knives from the pocket. I'm going to do the fixed appendix, and I'm also going to do it small back. So we'll kind of do some comparisons. And what we're going to do first is we're going to start close. I'm going to draw, I'm going to step back, and I'm going to engage the face just like so. So we're doing that straight in draw. This will be on one side, we'll have, the appendix draw, boom. And on the other side, we'll have the fox draw. But both of those pretty fast, honestly. Was able to get it in and on target. What we're going to do now is I'm going to look at a different carry style coming from the small of the back for the fixed blade. So we're going to come up over the arm to here versus doing that outer draw into the side of the head with the fox knives. So let's take a look at that. Noticeably slower from the small back, kind of same thing, got caught up in the close. I had to even push back a little bit to get it out there. So the last one that we're gonna do is those are both starting with basically hand on weapon, right? So we knew things were coming. Now we're gonna start, I'm gonna start hands here. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna grab, I'm gonna come back in, and I'm gonna strike. So the idea is now I have to find the weapon and bring it to bear. So we're adding a step. Now, it's only fair to point out that I don't carry a fixed-bladed Karambit, and maybe that's why. I often, wear a hoodie and things like that. Although I'm very practiced drawing a pistol, and I think that drawing a pistol motion is a little bit easier to do than drawing that style of Karambit. If you had just a friction retained sheath, it would be a little bit better. But still, you're having to beat close. The way of a profile of a gun is so much different than the profile of a knife, that the way it's kind of beat down in, once you remove the clothes, it wants to slide out. It doesn't have this handle that's coming up that snags. It was actually pretty difficult to go down and get the clothes out of the way and get that arc on where the Karambit wanted to go up. So kind of an interesting drill. So I would say if you're carrying like that, practice like that, do a drill like that, see how you can do. Because the other thing to think about knife stuff, if you have all sorts of space, that's when I'm going to be, drawing my firearm. If I don't have a ton of space. That's when I'm thinking about drawing a close quarters weapon and having something that's just very easy, very intuitive. I put my ring in the finger, I pull it out, it comes out. Like the fox knives, I think is just infinitely better than a fixed blade karambit. Now, there are other types of fixed bladed knives. There are fixed bladed knives with deployment rings, you know, neck knives and various different special forces spikes and things like that you can get. But I just wanted to put together this video as a consideration. You know, think about that. Think about how you're going to get to your weapon, how you're going to beat clothing, how you're going to beat your sheath to bring it to bear. Because if it's on your person while you're getting, you know, killed or whatnot, what good did it do you? And if you try to get it out and you can't get it out, or it ends up on the floor somewhere, again, what good did it do you? So practice those things. Think about those things. If you're truly carrying it for self-defense, if you're just carrying it because it's a cool knife that you want to carry and you're going to do random knife stuff with it, like section up an apple and eat little chunks off the blade while you give wisdom to those younger than you, that's fine. Do whatever you want. But if you're going to do it for self-defense, you know, think about self-defense circumstances and train for it. We will see you next month.